Wowza. Man, I must say, that was enjoyable, for sure. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it more than the original release, I guess, because technically this would be closer to what the original would have been if Zach got to stay on board. But point is, yeah, this was a good time. This was a great time. This was a grand old time, and it was worth the wait, in my opinion. I think it was a much better Justice League movie. I think it was better than the original. I think that the extra details and added scenes helped make it more conclusive, make it more comprehensible. It made it make more sense. Watching through, I was shown rather than told what was happening, and it was easier to follow, and there weren't as many gaps or jumps or confusing pieces, and if there was confusing stuff, it was explained better. I'm going to quickly go over, obviously, obviously, we're not going over everything here, but this is my the notes I took while watching it. It slowed down about halfway through because the excitement was fading. Not in the sense that it got worse as it went on. On the contrary, it was just I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening and this is happening, but clearly this is too much to just go over every single detail in one video, and that's not what we're here to do. This is going to be more of a review. Once Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out tonight. Yeah, I didn't stay up till midnight waiting for this. I watched it this morning, dude. Screw that. I got up early to watch it, but yeah, no way. Anyway, point is, it was interesting. It was good. It was a quality movie, better than before, better than the 2017 version. Well, the opening scene, from the visuals to the sound, was chilling, is what I put here. The way Clark's death immediately reaches Cyborg and the other mother boxes, as well as some of the other Justice League members, waking them up. It's much more clear and comprehensive reason or way for them to explain what was happening and why these mother boxes were suddenly alert. Then we kind of cut to Bruce getting, trying to recruit Aquaman, and then Aquaman saying no at first, and just their whole interactions and scenes together made a lot more sense, and it just didn't feel as forced. I must say, 90% of this movie felt less forced than the Sweden cut, I guess. Whedon cut. Joss Sweden, nice. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's probably the biggest takeaway. The biggest difference, in my opinion, was the Whedon cut felt very forced, very shoved. Like, hey, you have to put all this stuff in there, and you only have a certain amount of time. Which, I mean, was true to a certain aspect, because they wanted to cut the runtime down and stuff like that. But I must say, like, it just felt much more easy to comprehend from the Aquaman Batman interaction, which was a big thing that felt kind of out of place in the original Justice League movie, and the immediate, okay, actually I am gonna join you guys, as opposed to me not trying to a second ago. It felt better. Steppenwolf obviously looks cooler. His axe is dope as shit. They were split into parts, the movie was, which I thought was pretty interesting. Don't Count on Batman, Part 1. Part 2 was The Age of Heroes, and then we kind of start to get introduced to the other people, including Barry, which was really cool. It was really cool, that introduction and seeing that. We got to see Star Labs. We got to see Wonder Woman, like, look at the history with Darkseid and all that. It was pretty slow pacing for the first 3/4 of the movie, but it felt right. It felt good. It felt fluid. It didn't feel like... It was slow pacing, but it fit well. I was getting a thick amount of story, a thick amount of plot, and it was getting fed to us over a 2.5-hour duration, but it felt like we needed that for it to make sense. And I really enjoyed seeing the Cyborg flashback scenes, Barry showing off his speed to save Iris, and the way his shoes got ripped off his feet. The Wonder Woman flashbacks and exposition with the old gods fighting, and Ares looked cool. We got to see Green Lantern. Darkseid almost grabbed onto those. Obviously, that wouldn't have happened, but it would have been interesting to see like a Darkseid Green Lantern, like a Green Lantern version of Darkseid. Obviously, I'm not going to go over like the plot points really, which is what most of these notes are. I just kind of want to go over some of the bigger things and how it did feel better. Darkseid, we got to actually see him in this movie. It felt sick. And one part that I realized while I was typing down these notes was the Justice League does not live in my head rent free. I have not seen the Justice League, and I rewatched it probably about a year ago now, and I didn't have any motivation to rewatch before watching this. That it just seems like it would be a waste of time. So I don't remember exactly like some of the changes that I said that they did. It was really just okay. These are the same scenes or very similar scenes, but it feels way better and makes more sense and connects more solidly purely because of the added details and added scenes that we got prior to or before these similar scenes came up. The whole Justice League fighting in the tunnel, much better. You know, we didn't get this, and we didn't have to sit through the stupid Flash landing on Wonder Woman's chest scene that was just in there for no reason. So I was kind of happy to not have to witness that. It was kind of funny how Flash was like, you think Wonder Woman would go for younger guys? That was pretty interesting. Obviously has a little bit of a crush there. The flashbacks to Cyborg, very touching. From the coolness of, you know, him playing sports and all that, to the more emotional side, you know, us seeing the kind of guy he was. I wrote down here, this guy's a fucking legend. Snyder did this man and Ray Fisher some fucking justice, pun intended now. Rough relationship with Daddy-O though, obviously. But yeah, man, it was rough. And then obviously the flashback of them in the car accident, his mom dying, that was hard to watch, honestly. Then we see some more of like his creation later on, and just all the Cyborg scenes. We got like 90% of the Cyborg scenes total, if you look at both Justice Leagues. 90% of them just weren't in the original Justice League, just in the new one, and like or in the Snyder Cut, which was awesome. Like obviously those scenes were really enjoyable. I enjoyed, and each character had a moment in the story where it felt like it was their solo movie. Each character had opportunities to grow and, you know, arc. Each of them had their... I mean, Wonder Woman didn't have as much of a character arc, to be fair, and Batman didn't either. But, you know, the Flash had the moment in the Speed Force, which was really cool and really awesome to see. Aquaman had his whole, I don't really want to get involved. And, honestly, now looking back on it, it kind of connects to his Aquaman movie that came out afterwards. This movie connects to it better than the last one. And then, you know, Cyborg, this is a lot more Cyborg in this movie than the other one, and it feels like an amazing Cyborg, like obviously it's not a Cyborg solo movie, but it suits the character really well, and it's really good introduction. And yeah, the additional Flash scenes we did get though, it makes the Flash scene with Batman, you know, introducing himself, it makes that more. It made that scene better for me. I enjoyed pretty much all of the new Flash scenes we got, all the new Cyborg scenes we got, and those new scenes we got made the other scenes that we already had more enjoyable. It made it feel more connected, and it made it feel like they weren't put in to be put in. It made it feel like it actually was feasible and happening. We got to see Cyborg, you know, to get used to his new skin, which he did pretty quickly. Yeah, the voice memo his dad left was kind of a way to speed up that process. You know, we get some little training here, like he's learning how to fly. He's doing things as his dad's describing what he can do, which I think was just a way for them to kind of speed through him getting used to his new body and getting good with his new abilities. J.K. Simmons with hair is pretty weird or just different, can't quite tell yet, but not bad, obviously, you know, good actor. Not a bad Jim. Pretty fun. Absolutely brutal action. I loved it. Steppenwolf is just slicing guys in half and just smashing them against rocks and just absolutely being a brutal son of a gun. Of course, that brutalness is redirected towards him in the end whenever man gets, you know, one of his horns all cut up by Superman. It's getting absolutely and then just freaking stabbed through the back with Aquaman and his head sliced off with Wonder Woman, and then goes through the portal and gets stepped on and all that. That was fun. Batman's suit, we see it for the first time with that moment with Jim Gordon. It feels much more rewarding because it's 2 hours in and we've spent time with him, and I don't know, it just all of the scenes like, whenever there would be a scene from the last Justice League that would come up, I'd remember it, and I'd be like, oh gosh, here we go. And it felt better. And it was easier to watch with the extra context and the extra scenes we got. Flash, awkward guy in person. That opening scene, with the first scene we get of him with the dog lady, it was just uncomfortable enough to where you could feel how uncomfortable Barry also was in the situation. It wasn't quite cringy, but it was on that level. But it was good, you know, it was done well. It fit his character well, and it fit the conversations he would have later on in the movie better, and it would, you know, help develop that character into something that we can actually put our finger on rather than, you know, he's just there for comic relief. It just, yeah, all of the extra scenes with him, it helps us get to know these characters better and sets up their future appearances in a better way. Oh, Step Bro and Wolf, wrote that down for some reason. Okay. I like the bat suit. Bat symbol's a bit bulky, but it's, you know, it's also the bulkiest Batman we've ever had, so it's fine. Cowl was a little bit weird at first. The second one I'm not as big of a fan of. In the chest area, the arms obviously look better, but I like the like sleek Batman kind of look a little bit more anyway. And we got to see more extended Batman fights. I loved Alfred in this. I thought his additional scenes helped his character really well. I enjoyed every scene he was in. You know, it was a fun time watching him. Never was disappointed with or like, okay, come on, let's get through this. Maybe towards the very end with the Martian Manhunter scene, I was just like kind of ready to be done, but that's after I've been watching the movie for 4 hours, so it kind of makes sense there. Batman said the word Nightcrawler, which is mutants confirmed, dude. I wrote that down. It's obviously a joke. But we gotta see why Batman's gauntlets can freaking take shots. Like, hello? Just small stuff like that helped this movie so much and made it so much more enjoyable and just made it make more sense as a whole. Before, it's like, oh, well, I guess Batman can do that. But with Alfred having the scene where he shows Wonder Woman, and then us getting the scenes with that, and then later on with Superman's heat blast, like, or with Superman's freaking laser eyes, like, that was awesome. Mucho vida. Alien bad guys, sword lady. I liked that quote from The Flash. That was funny. Yeah, the extra setup details and plot makes the Justice League moments from the previous movie feel fresh and more enjoyable. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Every time we got to see a little glimpse at Darkseid, or we would go to his planet, or, you know, whether he was FaceTiming Steppenwolf or he was through the boom tube, everything leading up to him and seeing him was so cool, man. It was just like, because you know in your head, this is like this big bad, and he's super powerful and angry, and he wants that anti-life equation, and he was teased just a little bit, but we were able to still get some of the payoff with being able to see him at least, which was awesome. And dude, Martha and Lois's conversation, oof, shot to the heart. That was. And then I typed here because this is basically my reaction typed up, not really my review. But I said, "Oh man, Martha and Lois's conversation hitting, man, got me emotional, dog." Because it did. It was definitely a hard hitter. You definitely felt it in the feels. But then the dude freaking Martha Kent turns into Martian Manhunter whenever he walks into the hallway. It's freaking John Jones. What? I did not see that coming. I knew he was going to be in this movie. I didn't know when, and I did not see it being that. But very cool. And I love seeing, like, whenever they were breaking into Star Labs to resurrect Superman, just the simple, like, added scenes of them getting in, pulling out the coffin, Batman coming down, like, just simple stuff like that. It was really fun to see the small ads to the big, you know, absolutely new scenes to just the stuff that was cut. Like, all of the stuff that we didn't get to see, it was enjoyable, it was fun, and it made the stuff that we did get to see more enjoyable and more fun. I loved just seeing Batman just doing Batman shit in his suit. That was cool. Interesting note, though, while they were bringing down Superman's body through the ship, you know, and the suits were turning around, there was a blue and red suit doing it right there just fine. It was good and dandy, which is interesting because I know that a lot of people were saying he should have been in the black suit because the other one had a hole in it. So, but no, it turns out there was a perfectly fine red and blue suit there, which was a good distinction because it means that whenever he chose to wear the black suit, he truly did choose it. You know, it wasn't just, oh, this is the last one left. He decided, I want to be in the black suit. He chose that, and now he's Black Suit Superman. And he's Black Suit Superman all the way to the end, because we see him opening up in the street. It's the black suit with the silver S. Also, in the Nightmare Realm, at the very end, or not at the very, very end, but at the end, with Joker and Deathstroke and Flash with the cool helmet, Mira, Aquaman, and Cyborg, we see Superman fly down, and he's in the red and blue suit. Very interesting. So that was neat. That was neat. And then at first, like while I was watching it, I was like, okay, are we just seeing more of the potential future? Are we seeing what would have been the future if they weren't successful? Yada yada yada. And then, or are we seeing, what will be the future now? The Darkseid's like, screw it. I don't freaking care if I can't get the mother boxes. I'm freaking these fools up because I want the damn anti-life equation, and I will do anything to get it. Which reminds me, when Cyborg is plugged into the mother box. No. It's whenever Cyborg is in the Kryptonian ship about to res Superman, he sees all the flashes of the future with Darkseid absolutely slaughtering fools and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. It was cool to see Darkseid's laser eyes coming through the Omega beams. But yeah, back on track. Oh yeah, in the Nightmare Room, whenever Superman floats down, whenever they've found them, it is the blue and red suit, which is very interesting. Obviously, more emphasis on the whole Lois is the key thing, which seems to be not just Lois is the key to bringing back Clark's consciousness into the body of Superman right now, as we're resurrecting him, but also she's the key in the sense that she's Darkseid's key to be able to turn Superman and be able to get Superman under his control and to use the anti-life equation on him, or just to be able to control Superman in some sense, instead of it being he has to get to Lois, he has to kill Lois, he has to use Lois to be able to get Superman under his control. Without Lois, that wouldn't be possible, therefore, she's the key. Anyway. I like that the uses for everybody, like whenever they're going into the final battle, first of all, there's not just some random Russian family there, just one family in the middle of nowhere. Cool, great. Didn't need them there. The red sky is not the red sky, and it visually looks so much better. It just being the gray sky with the red barrier taken down. My gosh, just that small change, in my opinion, makes it look 100 times better. The visuals in the scene, or the visuals in this movie overall, they had some really cool added visuals from the opening scene that was new, and all the stuff in between, and even some of the other visuals that we got throughout the movie that we've seen already in the last Justice League. They were either improved upon because of different, colors being used or different elements being used, like the sky not being red, stuff like that. And they also were improved upon in the sense that with added context, they made more sense. And I don't know, it was just, they either looked better color-wise or just looked better in general, from the red sky things to them changing certain things around. They improved upon the past visuals that were pretty good that we got in the last one, as well as added some very cool new ones that we were able to get, which was very cool. I liked the extended fight with Superman and all of the Justice League members as he walks towards bats. It was cool, to see him absorb the blast and stuff like that, and have a reason on why he'd be able to. And then, back to the final fight. It was cool to see that they actually had a plan to get in there. It wasn't just, let's punch him until he quits. And each person had a distinct role, Batman was gonna freaking take down the tower, get in there, help fight. Wonder Woman, kind of just there to help fight. Same with Aquaman. They were just kind of like the muscle because, they're the actual, super strength beings. So they were the people with the muscle that were gonna try to beat up Steppenwolf, while Cyborg was trying to get to the mother box's plug-in, while Flash was spinning around to create enough energy to be able to touch him and give him the power he needs to, pull him apart, which was cool, as opposed to last time, him being responsible for moving a Ford a couple 100 miles an hour down the road. And then Superman showing up was so badass. Man, just absolute unit, just ate the shot. He didn't grab it. No, he just stood in front of it, let the axe hit him in the shoulder, and just was like, how you doing, bud? Freaking freezes it with cold breath, but he didn't even use cold breath, and just freezes or something. I don't know, it was cool. Smashes it, and then just starts absolutely pounding the guy. Very cool. And then, like I already mentioned, the Flash scene with him going into the Speed Force after everything turned to shit and everyone started dying and the mother boxes became one and all that. Shiza went down. Man literally was like, okay, you gotta break the rule. I know you're not supposed to do this, but we're doing it. Starts going faster than the speed of light, far beyond it, like he says, and starts reversing time. Every step he takes, the ground is like forming under him, and he's reversing and going back to that time, and it was very cool. Visually, very cool to see. It was kind of like a reverse snap kind of aesthetic to it, as people were pieced back together. Clark with the blood and stuff, re-piecing his suit in his hand, that looked pretty sick. Then everyone else, you know, Ray Fisher, or Cyborg, and Victor, whatever you want to call him. And then him just like tapping the back of his head with the juice, and then it being over. But yeah, him and the Speed Force, sick. And like, it wasn't the Speed Force, but it was like him reversing time as he's going super fast. Just looked awesome, felt awesome, was awesome. Big ups. Oh yeah, I also wrote down here, anger equals spikes for Steppen, because he got mad, and then Spike shut out. Nice. Anyway. But yeah, the Flash reverses time a couple of times. First, whenever he goes to touch the mother box to res him, and then later on, towards the end of the fight. But, let's see. Oh yeah, I wrote down, oh damn, Barry. Clark is fucking this fool up. A boom tube. Darkseid's coming, baby. Look at that absolute union. Oh shit, when's Justice League 2 coming, dog? Oh shit. We're in the fucking Speed Force, dog. What the hell? He's gonna reverse time. He gotta break the rule. Barry, oh my lord. This is insanity. Each of these fuckers got some crazy shit they're doing. It's everyone's solo movie. This looks and feels so cool every step. Oh my. Zack Snyder, you crazy son of a bitch, you did it. Very cool reverse snap-esque moment, like with them coming back together. Vic finishes it off. Superman calls out to Superman. They pull apart the boxes. It's absolutely amazing. Spectacular. Freaking Aquaman stabs the dude in the back. Wonder Woman decapitates him. Looks amazing. And then yeah, I was kind of confused. I was like, one of the flashback or flash forward scenes coming, but it comes after the epilogue where we basically see Vic's dad apologizing. Cyrus Stone. Anyway, we see him apologizing for not being a good dad. Basically, we see Ryan Choi. Didn't know that's who that was. I'm sure that was in the original Justice League, or that people pointed that out. I just completely forgot about that. If it was, if not, cool. We got the Atom. That's pretty sick. Then we get a very happy dad Barry moment, which was touching, you know. Whenever he's like, yeah, I did the, my foot's in the door. And you were like, yeah, that's my fucking boy right there. Good gesture with Bruce buying the house. Should have bought it earlier, like when the homie died. Then maybe like, oh, Martha, do you need help considering your freaking house is about to get foreclosed? But you know what? It's alright. Better late than never. It's cool to see Cyborg getting comfortable with himself at his grave. He takes off his clothes. Well, he takes off his clothing. Okay. Well, there's no good way to say it. But yeah, he takes off his clothes. He's getting comfortable showing his cyborgness, which is cool. The Bat Tank looks awesome. Black suit Superman still hanging around, as we can see. Luthor's out of prison. Big surprise. Whoop-de-doo. It was going to be the freaking original post-credits scene. Anyway, we see Deathstroke. Lovely to see that guy. Good to see you, Joey DiMaggio. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm not even going to try. Also, the thing Luthor says about Deathstroke's eye, an eye for an eye. Does this mean that Batman is responsible for Deathstroke losing his eye in this universe? If so, that is freaking cool, and I would have loved to see the Batman story with Deathstroke that Joey DiManganiello, I think that's close, that was talking about. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to see a movie between them two. Anyway, yada yada yada. He outs Batman's real name, just tells him, yeah, by the way, it's Bruce Wayne. We get the Nightmare World. Batman and Joker we finally get to see this universe, Batman and Joker on screen at the same time, besides that little, I guess, like, car drive during the Justice League, but we're not, or Justice League, Suicide Squad, but not even going to go into that. Deathstroke's there too, with Mira and Flash and Cyborg. Kind of makes me wonder, could this be some sort of setup for the Flash movie? I don't think it is. I don't think they're going to do any more Snyderverse stuff. I'd love for them to, but I kind of think that they're going to shoot this last one out. And if they do set up any more Snyder cut verse stuff, it won't be connected to the Flash movie that's coming out in any major way. But if it was, it could have been easily explained as, you know, the Flash did something, oh stinky, yada yada yada. The Joker starts teasing him about his parents and Robin, and I guess the "I live in a society" line, or "we live in a society" line from the trailer really was just a joke from Snyder, as it was not in the final product, and it was replaced with him just teasing him about, you know, the dead people that he loves, or he did love, whatever. He's really getting Batman close, pushing his buttons. And then we find out, you know, he let Lois die, which was the reason that Superman turned not so great man, which was pretty apparent. And then the card the Joker gives him, turns out that's the symbol of their truce, and as long as he has that, Joker's gonna be an honorable fella. I mean, I guess it plays into that honor thing that was from the trailer a little bit there. Anyway, turns out Batman was there. I don't know if Batman killed Harley, but Batman, I would have to rewatch it and see if that's what he said. But point is, he was there in her dying moments, and, you know, then also rebuttals Joker talking about his dead family and loved ones by talking about how Harley Quinn's last words were like, "You better kill the Joker slowly," and he's like, yo, I am gonna kill you, man. You can count on it. Very, just a slightly tense and intense scene. Sheesh, my guy. Kind of peeves Joker. You can see him get upset and then eventually laugh it off as his forte. Perhaps if Zack Snyder was able to make all three, then we would have gotten this first, rather than them beating Steppenwolf, or beating Steppenwolf and separating the boxes, or they would have separated the boxes all like that, because it's just a dream of Bruce's, and this just happens in a couple of years. The second movie would have almost completely taken place in the nightmare future, and then we would have gotten a third Justice League where they have to undo it all and help with all that. And then that third Justice League movie would have had to do with, you know, the Flash going back in time to try to reverse things, and maybe that leads into his own movie or something like that. Point is, we would have gotten more expansion on this. I don't know if we will. We could. You know, obviously there's a lot of buzz around the Snyder Cut, and there's a lot of woo, let's go, rooting for Zack Snyder right now. So you never know. We could see something like this eventually, but I don't know how promising that is. I like the Flash's helmet. That looks pretty cool. Like I said, Superman had the blue suit back on. Batman wakes up. He freaking was just dreaming of the Darkseid's coming invasion, because as Darkseid basically straight up told us, he doesn't care that the mother boxes aren't there. He's going to use every freaking tool in his arsenal now that he knows that the Darkseid, or that the anti-life equation is on Earth. He doesn't give a shit, my guy. Man says, I don't care if we don't got the mother boxes. I don't care what it takes. We're going here. We're getting these freaking anti-life equation. Everything we got. So obviously this is going to be another premonition of the future. So I guess Batman does have superpowers. He dreams of the future sometimes. Chances are this would be down the line if Zack Snyder did get another movie. Don't know if that's going to happen. Either way, still wants the equation. And then, yeah, we used to get the last scene of Martian Manhunter. Pretty cool. And then that's the end of the movie right there. We get the For Autumn tag, which is obviously a reference to his daughter, which is why he originally left the Justice League project. His daughter passed away, unfortunately. But it's really cool of him to dedicate it to her, obviously. Much love to the guy, much respect. And, yeah. So overall thoughts, great movie. Much better than the original Justice League. Fucking hype, mate. Scale of 1 to 10. As its own unit, because I kind of forgot that the whole Batman v Superman thing happened right before this. As its own, I guess even with that, I would probably give it an 8, 7.5 to an 8. But this is off my first viewing. I haven't gone back, and usually on my second viewing is when I'm a little bit less all nerding out, geeking out, excited to see everything that we could possibly see, and I'm a little bit more critical. So I'm not going to quite put a firm number on it yet until I come back and do another smaller review where I go over, you know, more of my balanced thoughts and my final number marking, at least for now. But as of right now, it's probably in my head with all the stuff that's flowing through it. It's probably about a 7.5 to an 8. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was leagues above, no pun intended, leagues above the Justice League, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. Please let me know what you guys thought of this. Was it better than the original Justice League? It was. Was it worse than the original Justice League? It wasn't. I know, but I'm sure there's at least one person out there who would love to argue for the other side, who doesn't love playing devil's advocate sometimes. Either way, I thought it was a lot better. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I enjoyed it much, much, much more than the Justice League. I actually could see myself here watching this, despite its 4-hour runtime, and I will see myself here watching this. And I'll probably, watch it with the family as well. I'll probably sit them down and make them sit through this 4-hour freaking anomaly as well. But yeah, I thought it was enjoyable. If I was to rewatch Justice League, it would be this one. Much better. We don't have some of this dumb stuff that Joss Whedon added. We also have a lot of new stuff that Zack Snyder added. I like it. So yes, final verdict. Enjoyed it. Thumbs up. Yay. Good movie. Good movie. Good Justice League movie. Very nice character moments. Very nice emotional moments. Very nice visuals. Yes, good. I will catch you in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier thingy thing. A peace out.